Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 32nd Annual Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award, honoring the Montana History Teacher of the Year. I'm Norma Ashby-Smith, your MC for today and the award coordinator, and I'm so happy all of you are with us. It was on November 8th, 1989, at 10:40 a.m., that tens of thousands of Montanans were united for one historic minute in the ringing of bells across the state to commemorate the 100th birthday of Montana statehood. To perpetuate the awareness of our state's birthday, the Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award was established in 1990. This award honors the Montana History Teacher of the Year. Our winner this year is April Wills, 5th grade teacher at Bainville School in Bainville, Montana. Now, Bainville is lucky to be in Montana because it's only 7 miles from the North Dakota border. So we're very thrilled that that whole delegation could be here today. April is a native of Columbus, Montana, and she graduated from Broadwater High School in Townsend, Montana, and received her elementary education degree from the University of Montana. She received her master's degree in learning and technology from Western Governors University. She's a Montana teacher leader for the Montana Historical Society, presenting Montana history to Montana history teachers across our great state. April has taught Montana history at Bainville School since 2014. She's married to Travis Wills with Oasis Petroleum, and they have 2 sons, Hayden, 12, and Hatcher, 9. So with the 2 boys and the husband and April, please stand and let's recognize our winner and her family. Thank you. Today we are honored to have some really top government guests today, beginning with our governor, Greg Gianforte, our attorney general, and he's got a special notch in his shoulder because he is Austin Knutson from Bainville. How about that? And also we're happy to have our lieutenant governor as a guest today, Kristen Juris. We have Troy Downing who's with us. Thank you, gentlemen and lady, for being here, and a lot of members of the press. So this is going to get good press coverage. So all of you girls and boys have big smiles on your face today, okay? Okay, we'll also have with us Molly Krupenberg, who's the director of Montana Historical Society, and all of our sponsors are with us today, each of them giving our dear April a check for $1,500, which makes her prize $4,500. Isn't that awesome? And then Charlene Porcel is here. She's the director of the Montana History Foundation. Mike Collins is with us. He's the new president of the Sons and Daughters of Montana Pioneers. And he will be announcing a brand new sponsor who comes all the way from California. And she is his cousin. She has deep roots in the Canyon Creek area. Her name is Judy Wolfram, and she's giving the student who wrote the winning letter 100 Sacagawea dollars. And Tally Berwick was unable to be here, so our winner, April, will be taking that money back. 2 others who nominated April are a fellow teacher and her former superintendent, Renee Rasmussen. So, on with the show. In the interest of time, all will introduce themselves, and students will then make a presentation, and then the big climax comes when they all ring the Centennial Bell together. So now, on with the ceremony, leading off with our governor, Greg Gianforte. Hand it to Greg.
Thank you, Norma, and congratulations, April. As my mother was a public school math teacher, my daughter just became a teacher, so I know the work you do is so important, and we're just, as a state, we're grateful and thankful for the work you did, and it's great we can recognize all teachers by recognizing your excellence in the classroom today. Good morning, everyone, and happy Statehood Day. On this day, 132 years ago, Montana achieved statehood and became the 41st state, and personally, I would say the best state in the Union. And since that time, generations of Montanans have contributed to our state's rich and storied history, from the land of settlers and cattle ranchers who headed west to raise their families and pursue the American dream. Through perseverance and grit, they built Montana and instilled in generations of Montanans the values of hard work, rugged individualism, freedom, and family. Now, we recognized April, but I want to bring special attention because of your hard work. She's the person we're here to honor today, April Wills, the 5th grade teacher in Bainville. She's also the Montana History Teacher of the Year. April, again, congratulations on this prestigious honor. It's great that you can be here with family. Not only does your work make a lasting impact in the lives of your students, but it imparts in them an understanding and appreciation of our state's history. And we all know history tends to repeat itself, so studying it tells us about the future. Our shared history is what binds us together as Montanans, and it couldn't be more important to preserve. Preserving and learning from that history helps our state meet the challenges of today and build a stronger, more prosperous tomorrow. We're blessed to have great teachers like April, who ensure our treasured history is shared with young Montanans in every corner of our state. Their mentorship and support and guidance changes lives and makes Montana an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. To all our educators, thank you for empowering youth and strengthening our communities and serving our state. April, again, congratulations on this tremendous honor, and thank you for the opportunity to join you today. Thanks, Norma.
Well, good morning, everybody, and good morning to Bainville. I'm Attorney General Austin Knutson, and it's my great pleasure to be here this morning. They told me that Bainville School was coming to the Capitol and asked me if I wanted to participate, and I didn't have to think about that one too hard. For those kids who maybe don't know it, I'm from Bainville.
Yay!
And believe it or not, I was in the first kindergarten class in that building you kids are in right now, way back in 1987. But it's a real thrill for me to be here, especially to honor Mrs. Wills. April and Travis and I, we met a couple years ago out at Iverson's. I don't know if you remember, but I do. But this is just a real treat for me to have locals come all the way here to Helena for a great award like this. And congratulations to you on the work you've done. Eastern Montana is a special place. Northeastern Montana is a special place to me. And Bainville's home. So this really is a special treat for me. Great to see all you kids here, and some names and faces that I recognize for sure. But Mrs. Wells, congratulations, excellent work, well deserved, and welcome to Helena.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Molly Krupenberg, and I'm the director of the Montana Historical Society. I'm going to start by saying thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. On behalf of the dedicated staff and the Board of Trustees of the Montana Historical Society, I'd like to welcome you all to the state capitol. This is such a great way to celebrate the history of Montana becoming the 41st state. I'd also like to thank the sponsors for this award, the Montana Television Network, the Montana History Foundation, the Sons and Daughters of Montana Pioneers, and the 1889 Coffee House. We appreciate your ongoing support for the award and for Montana history. And I would also, of course, like to thank Norma Ashby Smith for her role as the champion of this award for more than 3 decades. Congratulations, April, for this important and well-deserved honor. April is not only an inspiring teacher, but is also an inspiring leader among history educators in Montana. With her use of traditional teaching practices and technology, April brings Montana history to life for her students. Like all of you here today, the Montana Historical Society is about education. Learning the lessons of the past, the successes and failures, the trials and tribulations is vital to the future achievement of today's students. The role that we share in making our history accessible, like April does every day, has a significant impact on our future. The Montana Historical Society works with teachers across our great state every day, and we hold those in the teaching profession in extraordinarily high regard. The study of history and the humanities helps us shape the future and prepare the next generation to be creative and innovative problem solvers and decision makers. The critical thinking skills developed through the study of the humanities and the arts makes our educational efforts more effective. By learning about our shared past, students gain a better understanding of why our communities, our state, and our nation are what they are today. After you all explore the Capitol building today with the Historical Society's outreach historian, Deb Mitchell, I would like to invite you to stop across the street and visit the Montana Historical Society, which I've heard you'll do. I would also like April to present you with your award. So congratulations on being the 32nd Annual Montana Statehood Centennial Bell Award recipient. And in addition to that, I'd like to present you with a copy, which you probably have, but it never hurts to have another, Montana History of the Land, the Montana Historical Society's Montana History textbook. And finally, a copy of A History of Montana in 101 Objects, which is the Historical Society's latest press book.
Thank you.
And I hope you have fun with that. It's a fantastic book. So congratulations, April, and congratulations to all of you students in Bainville Public Schools who are lucky enough to have her as their teacher. We're so thankful for teachers like you. Thank you for your service, your passion, and your commitment to our future.
I was following the rules and he's next. You guys are next.
We'll get you those next.
What do you want to do?
That's okay. We'll do it.
It's fine. We're so confused. Well, good morning. I'm Charlene Porsold. I'm the CEO of the Montana History Foundation. So we had a little confusion there. So the Montana History Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit. We're a charity. And what we do is we raise private dollars and we make grants all over Montana to preserve history. From Libby to Ekalaka, from Scobie to Dillon, from Bainville to Virginia City. We've actually never funded a grant in Bainville, but I'm excited that we might someday. In fact, we've put nearly $1.5 million into community-based history projects all over Montana. And we do this work because history is important. We support this award because teachers like April Wills are inspiring young people like all of you guys to remember and ensure that history lives in our communities. I want to thank Mrs. Wills for her work way out there on the edge of Montana, right? She's making a difference. And she's making sure that your history matters in our big picture. Because knowing where you come from is an important part of figuring out where we're going. As a student, as a citizen, and as a community. I want to thank the students from Bainville for coming all this way. You guys got a pretty good experience of figuring out how big Montana really is yesterday, huh? Yeah, it's pretty far. And you're not even all the way across. You're only about 2/3, right? Are you going the rest? You want to go the rest of the way? No. They're like, no. And I want to thank your bus driver, the unsung heroes of rural education, right? Our bus drivers taking those kids 8 hours across Montana yesterday. So thank you. And it was our very big pleasure at the History Foundation to fund that bus trip. So thank you for doing that. And thank you to the school district for supporting your teacher and for your principal supporting your teacher so well in this journey. It's also my pleasure to thank our sponsor, 1889 Coffee House, that Molly mentioned a few minutes ago. Brett Weish and the 1889 Coffee House are contributing the lunch for all of you guys today here at the Capitol, so I hope you enjoy that. And after all of that, I'm very delighted to add my commendation to April Wills and to present you with a check for $1,500, along with some more Montana history materials, but you'll be happy to know I brought your bag. So here's your Montana History Foundation bag, your check, and some materials for your classroom. Congratulations, April.
Set this down right here. It's too big for me to hold. I'm Eric Jocham, News Director for KTVH in Helena and representing the Montana Television Network. April, we just want to say thank you. We are deeply appreciative of the work you do training the future leaders of Montana today. At the Montana Television Network, we understand that today's news is tomorrow's history. And we thank you and every teacher across the state who teaches the rich history of Montana. On behalf of Montana Television Network, here's $1,500 in a check that won't fit in that awesome bag. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know if the check or the big already cash.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, take two hands. Got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mike Collins. Sons and daughters of Montana. No, there we go.
Good morning. My name is Mike Collins, and I'm president of the Sons and Daughters of the Montana Pioneers. I want to congratulate April for being chosen as the History Teacher of the Year. And then on behalf of the Sons and Daughters of the Montana Pioneers, we would like to present her with two of our books, The Dreams Across the Divide, one for her personal use, and the other one is for the library at her school. The Sons and Daughters of the Montana Pioneers is an organization made up of people that our ancestors settled or were in the state of Montana prior to 1868. I'm a sixth generation Montanan. My great-great-great-grandfather showed up in Virginia City in 1863. Now that's a long time ago, And so our organization appreciates the work that you do and all other teachers in the state of Montana, promoting Montana's history, because we need to keep telling our story and telling the people of the world about this. So on behalf of the organization, I would like to present these two books for April, and also a $1,500 check from our organization.
Thank you.
So, also, there's something new that happened this year in the organization. I have a cousin that's a member of the Sons and Daughters of the Montana Pioneers, and she called me and asked me about doing something for a student, a special student from April's class, the one that wrote the recommendation letter. So we came up with the idea of giving that student 100 gold Sacagawea dollars. And we all know where Sacagawea came from, how she helped out in the settling of Montana. So if you will be so happy to take that back to your student.
She's gonna love this.
And I want to thank you. I want to thank the students for coming, and I want to thank Norma for being instrumental in bringing this Bell Ringer Award and taking care of it. We appreciate that. Thank you again.
Good morning. How you doing, Bainville? It is my great pleasure to be here today as a friend and colleague of April Wills, our winner this year.
Your name?
My name, is Samantha Kiefner. I am also a teacher at Bainville, so I am super excited to be here to talk to you today. It's not usually until junior high or high school that students begin to learn the rich history that our state provides. April brings Montana history into the elementary classroom and provides students with an opportunity to take a deep look at their state. April also used this as an opportunity to bring in high school students that could work collaboratively with her elementary students, and provided those students with an opportunity to take a deep look at their state. April also used this opportunity with older students to do these projects such as video interviews and presentations, and she really brought history alive in her classrooms, and not just her classroom, but classrooms spanning the grade levels. April does not spend her time reciting information and having students take notes. She actually brings the subject to life. Each year she chooses a new facet of learning for students to explore. I have seen students focus on topics such as agriculture and oil. Being in the area we are, those topics of learning hit home for many of our students. This also gave her an opportunity to get students out of the classroom and into the real world to explore and learn firsthand about what they were learning in the classroom. In our most recent field trip together, April and I were able to take our students to different oil companies to learn from the men and women who do this work daily. Our students got to see life-size models of oil rigs, tools, and materials that are used in the field. In the past, she has taken students to the farms and ranches of families in our area. Using these experiences, students can take a much deeper look at their own lives and how their education applies to the daily life. The best thing about April and her passion for Montana history is that she does not keep this to herself. She has worked very hard to bring history of our state into the classrooms of many other educators. Without April's expert lead, I would never have known to utilize the many wonderful traveling trunks that the Montana Historical Society has available to schools with different focuses in Montana history. Her passion and excitement for history is present in everything that she does, and I have been inspired by the way she blends technology, history, and hands-on learning to lead Montana's future leaders on their pathway to learning. I am very pleased to be here to celebrate with Mrs. Wills this wonderful honor, and I thank you.
Morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Mrs. Rasmussen. I say that because that's what I've always said, but I'm Renee Rasmussen, the former superintendent of Bainville Public School, the one that nominated April. I'm now retired and living here in Helena, and it's my pleasure to have all of you here. It is a great place to be, especially here in the capital.
And the aunt.
Oh, yeah, I'm Austin's aunt, whatever. To those who know her, it is not a surprise that April Wills is being honored today as the Montana History Teacher of the Year. It's no surprise to me. Her love of local and Montana history started when she was in high school in Townsend, Broadwater, Darlene Beck, right? Yep. There she was able to be a part of the 11-year Montana Heritage Project, which focused on Montana and especially on local history. That project sought to enrich students' lives by helping them understand and appreciate their local community and your local community's history. I'll bet you that's still what she does in your classroom today, help you understand the local stuff that you live in. That experience as a student led her to a lifelong love of primary sources, community history, and Montana history. Today, she leads her students, you guys right now, as well as collaborating with colleagues and their students to investigate local and state history, augmenting the students' study with specialists from Montana Native American tribes, state park and historical society trunks, and in-person and virtual speakers, and the use of local and regional museums. Yay, I like that part. In this less than normal time, she has added virtual field trips to her classes to give them the necessary information for the area of history they're studying. Now, it's obvious to me from the breadth of these resources that she loves awakening an appreciation of Montana in her students. It was my pleasure to work with you, April, for the better part of 10 years, and I congratulate you on this honor, one that befits your belief in the study of Montana history and showcases your love for it.
And I'm April Wills. So That was very exciting. Thank you all for all the kind words. I'm going to try and, I had to really hone in on what I wanted to speak about because I could talk for days on all the things that inspire me to be a great teacher. So here's what I've got for you guys. As a young learner, I recall losing myself in my grandparents' library. It was warm and cozy. The space smelled of aged leather and was filled with books on different countries and historical moments of the world. I would often open book after book and fall into places that had historical significance. Early learning experiences connected me to the past. Frequent trips to the pictograph caves near Billings left me in awe of what used to be. Viewing the geography that makes up Montana while on field trips of state parks, the Bighorn Canyon, and many other places left me feeling small but grounded. Every single hands-on lesson curated by my elementary teachers sparked my curiosity. During a school assembly in 3rd grade, I recall being adorned with a beaded native dress, which I can still feel the overwhelming gratitude that I had had for being selected to wear it. From that moment forward, each new culture I experienced or continue to learn about brings the realization that I am part of a much larger picture. Throughout school, my enthusiasm for history only sped up. I participated in the Montana Heritage Project, gleefully watched my college professors bring Montana's history to life during lectures, and knew that as a teacher, I wanted to find a way to connect my students to their backgrounds. As you can see, I've always had a deep connection to history and a desire to understand the events that have shaped our world, our nation, and our state. I believe educators get the privilege to guide students in finding their passions, purpose, and lifetime pursuits. Those things can only be done successfully when we have bridged the past to our present. As history is an ever-changing and occurring event with multiple perspectives, and those things cannot be only told from one side, I encourage all of you to bring yours to the table. It is unique. Own it. Grow, understand, and appreciate your responsibility to investigate, learn, and question. Think critically, research diverse and complex issues, and contribute meaningfully to ensure that we can have a sustainable society. Remember, I am always committed to helping you to find out how you fit into this puzzle of life, improving the world around you, and I will always be there to encourage you to be lifelong learners, which will help you understand yourselves and others. The world needs you. As individuals, I believe culture and identity are not mere effects of life, but are founded on the understanding and realization that you have a role in this space, and we all share it. Your ancestors and your legacy will leave something behind, and so will you. Humans often believe our footprints are cleared away with the wind quickly after we no longer exist, but that simply is not true. I believe every story, event, and life is intertwined. We all help build upon each other's web of existence. All of my learning experiences continue to expand my love of history, and I only hope to instill that same fire for connection and understanding in every student that passes through my class. I will continue to use collaborative projects, creative and meaningful hands-on lessons, and all of my surroundings to inspire my students. In closing, I would like to say that I am very appreciative of this opportunity. I never gave thought to the idea that I would earn an award for doing what I am passionate about. I also want to thank all of the teachers that are also in this with me. I see you. I see the teachers that are not up here with me. I acknowledge you. Keep showing up to this job that we believe is our purpose. And one day when you least expect it, you might be made aware that others see you too. I would like to thank all of the sponsors of this award, my colleagues that push me to be better every single day, educators of my past that helped shape my pursuit of learning, and of course, I need to thank my students. Without your love of learning, your willingness to experience new things and wanting to understand the world, this would never have been made possible. I would like to thank my family. What started as a career quickly became a lifestyle for all of us, and I get to live out my passion, and I am fortunate to have you by my side at the end of those days. I also need to thank our school board for supporting this. This was a big trip, and I would like to think at the end of it, we are all going to walk away with great memories. The last thing I need to do is to acknowledge the great state of Montana. It truly is a treasure, and I am so blessed to call it home. Okay, we just need a quick second. They're grabbing art projects that they have worked on. This is a tiny glimpse into what we do over the course of a year. 5th grade students this year, we had just finished learning about state symbols, and so they turned all of that into some wonderful art. They had to pick their top 3 favorite symbols, which was kind of hard for some of them. A lot of them wanted all of them, but they hand sketched them out. And then we went into the computer lab, and they digitized them, and then they got etched into tin tiles. So we're going to share those with you guys, and then the 6th graders had an art project where they collaged things that show what Montana means for them. They're a little shy. So these are our projects that within the first couple of weeks we were able to complete. Some within my room, some with collaborating with other teachers. Oh, sorry.
I want to thank all those sponsors again, and those students and their artwork and their collages. Let's give them another big hand. Okay, we come to the climax of this time together, and that is the ringing of the statehood bell. And as I say a little bit of background on the bell, the kids have already found their positions on the rope that helps them ring the bell under the guidance of Tim, our wonderful former president of the Sons and Daughters of Montana Pioneers. So slowly, please come forward. And while you do, I will give a little bit of the history of the ringing of the bell and the bell itself. Well, shortly after April and her students will ring the Montana State Hill Bell for 30 seconds, this beautiful bell was donated by Brent Bliss of Great Falls in memory of his father, Elmer Bliss, who had found this bell in the St. Ignatius area. It was refurbished and the oak frame was built for it by craftsmen in Great Falls. And April, you can get up at the front and help them. It was brought to Helena on a flatbed truck by Scotty Zion and placed in the Capitol by an act of the state legislature. It is rung annually on the state's birthday by our Montana History Teacher of the Year winner and her students. It's exactly at 10:40 in the morning on November 8th, 1889, that President Benjamin Harrison signed the proclamation declaring Montana the 41st state in the Union. Our governor, the Honorable Joseph K. Toole, learned of this historic moment from a telegram. So we're ready to go, and we've got a couple of strong men holding the frame because it usually slides. So here we go. I'll time you, and we'll do this for 30 seconds. Go. Congratulations, this is good. So you can take your seats again briefly as we wind this up. Okay. Thanks, Mike. We want to thank all of our ceremony participants, all of those of you in our audience, and congratulate again our winner, April Wills, 5th grade teacher from Bainville School, for being here today. April will be interviewed by some of the press that is here for a few minutes, and then they will be taken on a tour of the Capitol. They will see more about the rotunda, they'll learn about the House of Representatives, the Senate, and I don't know if Austin has time, maybe they'd like to visit your office, but it sounds like you're shaking your head, so. Okay, you'll figure something out. Okay, again, my thanks for all of you for contributing so much to this. This is probably one of the largest delegations we've ever had, especially of our citizen, wonderful elected officers. So that is greatly appreciated with their busy schedules. And I think this is one of the best mannered classes we've ever had too. So it's obvious that you really love your teacher and that she loves you as well. We thank the bus driver and the chaperones that came along, and I know they have lots more fun in store for them. They're going to see the Historical Society this afternoon. They spent last night at Fairmont Hot Springs, so that's why they beat us here today. So they all swam, and that is awesome. So thank you, family, and I want to thank my husband, who's always faithful and keeps me on track as well. But at any rate, we are now closed, and we just want to enjoy everyone. We want to give Bev Mitchell a plug too, because she's leading the tours from Montana Historical Society. So thank you, and we'll see you next year. Thank the media too for being here, and this will be on coverage. You'll see this covered probably tonight on MTN stations across the state. The press is here as well. So thanks again, and happy 132nd birthday, Montana. Thank you.